Okay, so let's take this file and I'm just going to save this as version 2. Okay, so here's our objective. We've moved the image plus the shadow. And here's what I'd like to be able to do here. So let's make this just a little bit bigger. So Command T, and I have both layers selected. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger up to here. Now, here's what I want to be able to do. I want to cover up some of the imperfections because right now her arm is cut off because that's the original photo. Okay, so I just want to share with you really powerful technique of how I can solve this problem. First of all, let's save that. So what we're going to do to cover up this imperfection with her arm being cut off is we're going to move her a little to the right here, and we're going to take this palm leaf and make the palm leaf hang over her arm to cover up the imperfection. Now, this is actually telling you that it's going right past her, but it's hard to actually see the depth, so I'm not really sure how far that tree is. So it is kind of convincing that her image could be close to the tree. Now, if you want to make her smaller to do that, well, you can do that as well. But what I want to share with you is something called layered mask. And it's a very powerful technique. So here's what I want to be able to do. Okay, I'm going to select the layer that I want to affect. So I'm going to select this layer. Okay, I'm going to click this icon right here, and this is Add Layered Mask. Click. Now, this is a very important step here. We're going to take this one step at a time. Understand the difference between being here and being here. Right now, by default, I'm going to undo that. I select the layer that I want to affect, and I come down here and I pick Add Layered Mask. And again, understand the difference between being here and being here. I'm not here, I'm here. So here's what I want to be able to accomplish. Now, without layered mask, I could hack away part of her arm to give the illusion that the tree is basically where her arm should be. But I don't want to do that because I want to have the flexibility of maybe moving her someplace else. Maybe I want to move her over to the right. Maybe I want this tree to basically be in front of her arm, etc., etc. So I can accomplish this with a layered mask, and here's how it works. If I hit the D key for default, black and white, and I hit the X key to exchange, I'm going to paint with black in this layer. Again, very important step. I'm not here. I am here. Okay, so if I hit B for brush, I'm going to pick a larger brush, and I'm just going to brush away her image here. Now, what's happening, and we talked about this in about 3 videos ago, is I did warn and tell you that you want to pay attention to your tool palette here. Right now, this brush is set up to normal mode, which is good because I want to pick normal mode, but it's set to 48% opacity, 44% opacity. I don't want it to be 44% opacity. So if you hit the 0 key, 0 is going to give you 100. 1 is going to give me 10, 2 is going to be 20, 44 is going to be 44, 0 is going to give me 100 in the brush tool. So again, I can't overemphasize enough, if things don't work properly for you, make sure you have the correct setting in your palettes. Okay, so now when I click here, I can basically brush that tree right in front of her arm. Okay, now here's a bit of a problem here. I brushed away the tree, but it looks like I hacked part of her arm away. So that's not what I want to do. Okay, so what is it that I want to do? I want to brush away. So what's happening over here, if you look to the right, I'm just going to go to my palette options again, and I'm just going to make this area here. Actually, that is the large option for that. So just look over here to the right here as I paint. So I paint with black. Black creates a hole. Black hole. Black hole. White, X to exchange. White covers up the hole. Black hole, white sheet. Black hole, white sheet. X to exchange. So what I want to do here is I want to load her selection because I want to stay in that selection. So again, if I paint with brush tool, I have to pay close attention to getting that brush to not hack off her arms. That's not believable. That's not what I want to do. So what I do want to do is just mask inside her selection. So how can I do that? Command, click, physically click her selection. So now when I select her selection and go back over here, make sure in the mask, and again, I don't need to see her selected, Command H hides the selection. So now when I brush, I can brush away just her arm, just her selection. Okay, now we still have a bit of a problem here because again, Command Option Z is I do want to have this part of arm here. Okay, do want to have this part of arm. So what we can do again, Command H, even though she's selected, we just want to cover up this part right up in here. So I can just go to my lasso tool, Command D, deselect, and I'm just going to go to the lasso tool and I'm just going to select the area that we want to fix, which is right there. Now it's going to stay in that selection. Now it's going to bring the leaf over just that selection. So again, Command H hides the selection. Again, make sure you're here, and as long as you paint with black, go to the brush tool, B for black, black fills the hole. And there you go. So that's much more believable. Okay, so it fixes that little imperfection with her arm. Now the advantage of what I just did here, I'm going to deselect that, by the way, Command D, is now that it's part of the layered mask, if I go to the move tool and I move this, why it didn't physically damage the pixels. Because I can always turn this off by holding down the Shift key click off, Shift key click on. Okay, now I'd probably want to maybe start cloning some of the brush here to maybe cover this up more. How would we do that? Well, we can do that very simply. We're in the move tool, right? Command key click to make sure we're on that layer. Command click, I want to be in the palm tree layer. Okay, now I can just go to my stamp tool, as for stamp, and we'll do a complete series on this, but I just want to share with you a little concept here. As for stamp, make sure everything is set normal, opacity, flow, everything's the same, right? So I'm just going to go to a smaller brush, space bar, Command key, zoom in here. I'm going to basically pick this part of the palm tree, and I'm just going to start painting that palm tree. Okay, make sure that you're clicked right here. So as an example, if I Option key, delete that. So I can, the way that the stamp tool works is I Option click where I want to clone from, and I just start painting. Now if I paint with a smaller brush, I'm going to get a little smaller brush area here. Now since the distance that we're out here, right now we're zoomed in here, so it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be a little more convincing if you're zoomed out of this. If you're going to zoom into it, then there's different techniques you can use. So Option key, click. Okay, so now I have more area here for my brush. Now that there's palm tree behind here, so how can we fix this, right? We go back to our layered mask, and again, Shift key turns it off. Now I want to start over again, so I can simply go to my select all, and I can delete. Command A. Now why did that work? Because I'm inside of here, I'm over here to the right. I'm not here. If I was here, then it would do this. I don't want to delete her. I want to delete everything that was inside the layered mask. How did I create the layered mask? By clicking down here. So again, understand the difference between being here, being here. Now these are linked together. If you want to delink them, move them separately, then just click this. Okay, so now I could get away with selecting her. So Command click, because now there's tree behind her. Before there was no tree behind her. Command H hides the edges. B for brush. I'm inside my black, so now I can take black and I can just brush away right there. Make sure I don't nick this bottom part here and get the tree. Okay. Now it's not a masterpiece here, guys. I'm not going to spend time making this look museum quality. It's the concept. You get the idea. Okay. So that concludes this particular series, but this shows you some very powerful, wonderful techniques working with layered mask, working with quick mask, how to get a more accurate selection, how I can feather my selection, how I can color correct my image with adjustment layers, levels, get my info palette, etc., etc. Now, anyway, guys, with the Photoshop series, I'm going to be posting more Photoshop next week. I know I haven't posted Photoshop for a couple of weeks, and I'm trying to stay on top of all my courses as best as possible to help you learn. But the thing that's going to help me to help you is comments, suggestions, questions. Let's make this site interactive. I want feedback from students. In order to help the course grow and to make my channel grow on Udemy, I need feedback. Okay? I can't work on an island here. I need to have your input as to what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see, etc., etc. So I want to make this whole Udemy, say that 5 times fast, Udemy community, the Udemy community, fully interactive. I want to make it a portal, one-stop shopping for everything Adobe. So I'm here to help you every step of the way. Enjoy your day, carpe diem, and I will talk to you soon. I will post these files online so you can take a look at them. Thank you.